Are you swole enough to lift up the entire gym yet in the first level? Nope. I need one more of those thingy-mabobs. Dumbbells, that's what they're called. I bought weights a couple of days ago. And okay, hold on, I have to talk about this. So I needed more weights. I needed some 20 kilo weight plates. And I'm kind of buying everything that I've been putting off for like the past 6 months right now, because I'm aware of the imminent collapse of fucking everything as diesel prices skyrocket and petrol prices skyrocket, and apparently we're not going to be able to make plastics in like a couple of weeks, and semiconductors are about to get really fucking difficult to make, and everything's going to shit. So I went and bought some 20 kilogram weight plates, which by the way is why my arms currently hurt. My arms are really hurt right now. Sorry, I'll turn on face cam for this. The only place that had them in stock, the only Kmart that had them in stock, because Kmart had them cheaper than everywhere else. They were $150 at Rebel Sport. Sorry, $128 at Rebel Sport a piece. Whereas at Kmart, they were $55 a piece. It was like, what? Of course I'm going to buy them from fucking Kmart. So I went to Kmart, but the Kmart was in the middle of a mall. So I had to walk all the way through this big mall to get right to the back of this Kmart. It was called Marion Mall. It's if you're South Australian, you know what I'm talking about. It was the only place that still had them in stock. Went in and went right to the back of the Kmart, found the rack with all of the weights on it, and picked up these two 20 kilogram plates and went, I immediately see a problem. How am I going to get these back to my car? And I sort of started laughing to myself, going, I'm going to get back to my car so fucking sweaty and tired, it's not even going to be a joke. But I'll do it anyways. So I pick up both the weights, because I'm like, I've already come this far, I'm not giving up now, and start walking out of the Kmart. Now, the first problem I had was that I had to put the plates on the conveyor belt to get them to the girl to scan them, and I had to pick them up high and put them down, and by this point I was already sweating a ton, and I'm like putting them on and stuff, and she's like, oh, don't worry about that, I'll just bring the gun over to you and we can scan them over there. And I was like, thank you. And we did that, and by this point I already had like one lady in the store like laugh at me because I was like walking around with two 20 kilogram plates, people that worked there. And so she scanned them for me and it was great and everything. And I was like, great, this is cool. And then I'm walking out the front door and seeing more people and being like, oh, fuck. And everybody's looking at me as I'm like walking around going, and I'm doing this, and I was holding them in both hands, so I didn't look too freakish. And I get to the exit, and the lady standing there, firstly, she gives me this weird, like, what are you doing look as I'm walking up going, haha, yeah, sorry, this is a little awkward, just carrying these two weights around. And I actually said, as I was walking up, I tried to crack a funny little joke. I tried to say, I think what I said was, don't worry, I'm not robbing you. And even if I was, I wouldn't get far. And she was like a Zoomer. She was very young. And she looked at me and didn't like laugh or smile or anything. And I was like, did you get that was a joke, or did you genuinely think I'm trying to rob you? And then she goes, can I see your receipt? And I'm standing there holding two 20 kilogram plates in each hand. And I'm like, okay, I do have the receipt, but how the fuck am I supposed to give it to you? And then she goes, oh, don't worry, I'll just hold one of the plates. This girl was like 5'0" and maybe weighed 40 to 50 kilograms herself. And I was like, are you sure you want to hold one of these? Are you sure you want to do this? You can just grab the receipt out of my top pocket. And she goes, no, I'll just hold one of the plates. And I was like, Okay, the receipt's right here. You don't even have to open up my pocket. It's right there. You can fucking see it. But she's like, no, actually, no, you're acting weird. I don't like you. I'm like a 30-year-old white guy. What do you want from me? So we do this weird song and dance where I'm like give one of the weights over because I can only hold it with one hand while I'm holding the other one down at my side, and I like give it to her. She immediately goes, oh, wow, that's heavy. And I'm like, yeah, it is. You just grab the receipt. Then I grab the receipt and try and get her to scan it. Then she realizes now she's holding a 20-kilogram plate, so she can't scan the receipt. And she just sort of looks at me, looks at the receipt, looks at me and goes, yeah, I think just put it away. Just put it away and I'll just give you the plate back and you can go. And it's like, this whole entire encounter has been the most awkward thing I've ever fucking experienced. I get the plate back. I then walk through, I probably walk about 700, 800 meters back to my car. Because of course I didn't park right next to the entrance. No, I parked like out a ways so I could walk in. Walk most of the way back to my car. I am sweating my ass off carrying these two plates because it was a warm day as well. I'm just like lumbering on through. My arms are killing me. And I get like just out the doors to the car park. And I look to my left and I see a fucking shopping cart. And I'm like, oh, thank fucking God. Holy shit. I was like in literal pain, shifting backwards and forwards, trying to move the weight around so I wasn't just like tearing off my arms. And I put the plates in the shopping cart. I go to grab the shopping cart, and then I see written on the shopping cart, on the little handle, you know how they like put logos on the handle? Kmart written on the handle. Which then made me think, oh wait, hold on. They would have had these carts at the fucking Kmart. There would have been these shopping carts at the Kmart. I could have grabbed a fucking shopping cart, put them in a shopping cart, and gone the whole way to the car in relative ease. Why didn't I do that? On top of that, why did not a single one of the Kmart employees that I talked to fucking say, go get a shopping cart, you dipshit. Go put them in the fucking shopping cart and then walk to your car in ease. Not a single one of them even raised the suggestion as I'm going, oh, yeah, these are real fucking heavy. Oh, shit. This is going to be a hard walk back to the car. Guys, just come on. Anyways, I took them back to the car. I was really hot and bothered. I went and bought some sushi for half price because the sushi store was closing. And I was like, well, at least I've got fucking sushi. And then I ate it in the car on the way to the drive back to where I live. And I dropped sushi on myself and stained my shirt. That's basically an average day in the life of me. And I guess I got an impromptu workout in, so I can't be too mad. Do you feel better, Jolly? No, I feel significantly worse. They ain't paid enough for that job, bro. They don't have to put in any extra effort. They could have just been, by the way, there are shopping carts over there. Never return to that Kmart ever again. Well, I don't live anywhere near it. I only went there to get the weights.